Sasa tuingie kwenye mapumziko, ni kufundisha tu Kiswahili. Katika neno la siku, leo tunaangazia neno mpiaro. Maana yake, mtu mwenye tabia kuongea lugha chafu. Mfano katika sentensi, Moses ni mtu mpiaro, maneno yake ni machafu mithili ya choo.
Everybody, how are you doing this fine morning and cold morning in June in Nairobi, where you watching me from? Now, as you have watched that video, we were talking about finance bill days ago, right? No, actually about 1 or 2 days ago. Now we're talking about the beef between Moses Kuria and the Nation Media Group. Now this came about, I'll just give a brief overview of what's happening or what happened between the two individual and the organization. All right, now the Nation Media Group aired an expose which implicated the CS for investment, trade and industry in a 6 billion edible oil scandal, which falls in his docket. The CS did not take this too well. Now I'm coming at you as a journalist, all right? I don't work for NMG. I am an independent journalist, and well, it felt like an attack, of course, to journalists, because in a democratic society, the media plays a huge role. Yeah, and I mean, you know, informing the masses on making the best decisions when it comes to leadership and policy. We have the media acting as watchdogs and checking the government actions. And this was the media actually checking the government actions. And this money, the 6 billion shillings that was lost in this whole scandal, belonged to you, the taxpayer, yeah, and me. Okay, so when called out, Moses Kuria went out to rant in public and started calling out the media organization and its major shareholder prostitutes and the opposition party, and even urged the state agencies to stop advertising with the media station, else they will be sacked. Now, the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, was in support of Moses Kuria, but he was not in support of one particular statement: not advertising with the Nation Media Group.
I want to assure you, the Nation newspapers, I don't want, whereas I agree with Moses Kuria that you have become rogue and you are part of the Azimio brigade of trying to bring down the government, I don't agree with what he has suggested, that we stop advertising with you. We shouldn't, because we are democracy and we should be able to allow you to continue doing your job. Ours is to call you out. When you go overboard, we must tell you on the face. That is a strategy.
Yeah, the DP agrees that the media stations need to be put in check. And that got me wondering, is it the media that needs to be put in check, or is it you people? The people who are in leadership positions are the ones who are supposed to be put in check. Yeah? And he said he agrees that the media stations have gone rogue. Citizen TV has been called out before. Now it's Nation Media Group that's been called the opposition party, or working for the opposition. And then I'm wondering, if you're going to use the media station to push for your agendas or whatever that you want, maybe tenders in the government and all that, why won't you allow them, you know, as a democratic, because we are a democratic country, right? Why won't you allow, you know, the media to act in its freedom, you know, to call you out? Because this is our job. That's why we're here. We are like a torch. The media is like a torch for the society, kumulika all the wrongs and the rights, and calling out things that are not being done right in a particular society, whether in government. And I'm quite sure in more civilized societies, if a CS said something like this, he would have resigned by now, or he would have been impeached. Now, this, I don't know if it can happen in the country, because for a CS to be impeached, a third of the members of parliament have to approve. Yeah, and the resolution sent to the president, and the president will carry out whatever the members of parliament have solved. Although the person who is to be impeached, or the CS who is to be impeached, has the right to attend, or has the right of to attend a hearing and talk on his behalf. Yes. Now, grounds for removal of CS: we have gross violation of a provision of a constitution or any other law, and if committed a crime under national or international law, and gross misconduct. Now, it's up to you now to to think, does CS Moses Kuria fall under one of these, or warrant impeachment? Yeah. Does whatever he said warrant impeachment as a CS? Yeah, because personally, this was not okay coming from a leader of a democratic nation as ours. And several unions, such as the Kenya Union of Journalists, we have the Media Council of Kenya, we have the Kenya Editors Guild, called out the CS for his shameful remarks in public, and I'm just going to read in part. It has come to attention utterances attributed to Trade and Industrialization Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria, a man who is now becoming a symbol of national shame. We would wish to remind Mr. Kuria that he's now a cabinet secretary whose actions and utterances should promote positive image of Kenya as a nation, in line with tenets of leadership and integrity law. His reactions to media reports regarding one of the many scandals that have hit Kenya Kwanza administration within a span of 10 months are not only embarrassment to Kenyans, but a confirmation that his stomach is full and can belch and eventually vomit on the shoes of hungry Kenyans with impunity. Lord of Lords. Our celebrated philosopher Plato said leaders are mirrors in the society, and it is our sincere hope that President William Ruto will save Kenyans from this national shame. While we support the ongoing initiatives by Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua to deal with the impact of rampant consumption of alcohol in the country, it is our opinion that for this will to bear fruit, he should cast the net wider to rid the country of leaders who are not in control of their faculties. Agree 100%, man. Oh man, I can assure Mr. Kuria that the media will outlive his political career, and hey, this is the punchline, and will be waiting with glee to write his political obituary. Signed by the Secretary General Eric Oduo. Brother. The media will always be there. It has always been there. We have fought for media freedom for many years, and at the expense of lives, of people's lives, and now here we are, and we're still getting threats from certain political class who feel like they cannot be called upon on their mistakes as government officials, and that's we call it accountability. It's not your money, it's Kenyans' money. And that's why the media is calling you out for. I'm sure, okay, most of us share some of these sentiments that I'm talking about right now. And so far, it just baffles me at how bold the leaders of our nation today, in this country, in this administration right now, are so bold to just go out there and spew lies, or display this lack of accountability or responsibility for their dockets, and lie to Kenyans that this is actually going to happen when they know full well that it is not going to happen at all. And actually the money is just going to waste. It's just getting lost everywhere. Now, I remember back last year when the CS was hospitalized for having burnt his food. So many Kenyans felt sorry for him. And many rooted for him to be given a CS docket in government. And then Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna talked about this on TV.
You should strap in, because you are not going to stem the tide of embarrassment that is going to be caused by these people that you appointed to offices. You see, this vetting process that you had, and we spoke about it here, the capacity of someone to embarrass you is something you can establish during that vetting process. You people, you passed all this, you despite our protestations here, you said they are fit for office. You should be able from day one to have the presence of mind to know that in the position that you hold, your words mean something. They carry a certain weight and they have consequences. So it is not...
Did you speak too soon? Did we speak too soon as a nation, as a country? What's happening? One day it was banning mitumbas. The other day it was the GMOs. And now we have the media station being called the prostitutes and opposition parties. Yeah, when you're being called out for wrongs. Now we should praise the government all through. Should we praise the government all through as media practitioners or as media organizations? Should call you out as government. That's the whole job of media. Yeah. Setting the agenda for public discussions of issues and provide a forum for political expression. Now, whoever thought the mainstream media was dying, it isn't. It is still there. We still have social media, yes, which is very powerful in the days of today. And having social media and having the mainstream media together, that's one powerful force that you cannot defeat. Now, we must hold accountable our leaders. We must hold on to their promise, not their promises. We can't hold on to their promises anymore because, we've seen that hasn't gone well, hasn't gone too well, especially with the current regime. But I guess we're gonna have to wait and see what happens next. But this act of CS Moses Kuria is not one to be admired, especially by other leaders who are in government so far. And telling state agencies to not advertise or to boycott advertising with certain media stations is just pure political slander. The media is an independent institution, okay? It's an independent institution. And as much I can say, yes, there can be corruption in the media, yes. But when it comes to stories like this, like calling out leaders, calling out people who are in leadership positions for whatever wrongs they have done to the society, we must, okay? Especially if it's fact-checked, it's supported by evidence, it's supported by witnesses, and we have evidence of unaccounted money, public funds that has been misappropriated here and there. We must call you out. I haven't seen a lot of display of democracy lately with the current leaders of this nation. What do you think of this whole issue? But let me know what you think about this whole issue down below in the comment section. Please leave a like and comment. Let's not forget the finance bill, okay? Let's not forget the finance bill, even as we call out our leaders. I know Kenyans, we have this tendency of forgetting one issue and then we go into the next. And then life moves on. Okay, let's not forget. Lest we forget.